I think that is a dope section of the track. I did get a chance to actually go out onto Coda and preview that track and also have a good time out there seeing a bit of that track. As you all know, Coda is my favorite track, which is why it's right there on the wall. I keep wanting to do the Coda Day video, and I will do it eventually because I do have some things to address that, certain comments people have made, whether that be good or bad. I know there were groups of people out there that I was hoping to see, but I'm going to also get into that. Got a couple of comments based off that. Some people didn't feel good about what took place, and we'll address that. But right now we are still on, and I find this funny, right? I find this funny. People always want to say, oh, y'all still stuck on 2021. The Formula One world is stuck on 2021. Like literally, we are having to talk about 2021 and Red Bull is still involved. This is not Jay from Wolfpack hating Red Bull. This is not any other platform hating Red Bull. We are reporting and talking about serious situations that right now sit up on the table, up on the ears, up on the microphones, up on the cameras of all platforms, big or small. Listen, I was literally in the paddock, and this is what was being talked about. Things were being talked about as the cost cap. I was literally in the paddock club. Zach Brown was talking about the cost cap, which I have video of that, and I may play it. It's there. It's there for everybody. And what do we see? My hot photo here. What's going on? Sup, fan Galacticus? What's going on? We saw that Christian Horner said, basically, he had hoped this would be done by Coda, right? He hoped this would be over. That's what he said. That is what he was hoping for. He was hoping that this would be over. By the way, there's a photo of Ben and Christian there talking afterwards. I also have a photo of Zach Brown and Toto leaving each other talking about some things after probably a meeting or so. But anyway, this is where we are, okay? So I want to talk about a couple of things to me that I have a question about. Some of you may also have a question about or concern about. And I think this entire process, how it's going along. What's up, fam? What's up, Chris? What's up, Musa? Mary Beanie, what's up to you? By the way, we're almost at 100 family members strong. The family is growing strong. Sad to say, I think maybe some family members are probably are going to be sleep about now because it's probably like 5 hours up, but I know Mary's always going to be there. Nah, what's going on? But I think the problem is the way this process is being carried out, right? Like this is not what we expected, but a lot of things have happened that we didn't expect. Like
this has teeth. If you fraudulently breach the financial regulations,
Mr. Braun here,
you will be losing your championship.
Now, we didn't expect to hear that and get this. And I'm going to keep playing that video because it's very important, because that is what is documented. That's what's recorded. That is what we have as proof as to what Ross Brawn, the FIA, said and how things would be handled with teeth, cost of championships, and we are not seeing that. We're not seeing that. All right, we are not seeing any of that. Williams paid their fine, okay? So let's get to that. Let's get to a little bit of this, okay? Now, if we go into this, there are 3 teams out of the 10 that breach the cost cap regs. Now, keep in mind, Christian Horner himself came out and said he was sure that all teams would breach the cost cap. He was wrong. Not all teams breached. And to put more emphasis and context on that, he said all major teams. Well, out of the 3 teams that have breached, I think it's fair to say that only 2 of these teams are major. Williams, to me, is not a major team right now. We all can probably pretty much debate why. Aston Martin would be a major team as far as its lavish perception would be, with Lawrence Stroll being a billionaire and his son driving. I don't know how we look at him right now as competition-wise, but Red Bull by far is a major team. And it was a major team or team principal that said he thought all major teams would breach this cap. That is not true. That is not what happened. Red Bull is the only major team outside of Aston Martin. So Aston Martin, but Red Bull being the bigger major team to breach the cost cap. Oh, I see you, Galacticus. You done upgraded, bro. I see you. So that is what we have going on, right? So now let's look at this. We already know Williams, right? We can put Williams aside. Williams has agreed to the ABA, which we're going to talk about that. They've agreed to their fine. They took responsibility for what happened to cause them to breach. Now with Williams, it's a little bit it's not funny. It's different circumstances. Williams had their documents. I believe a third party auditor, whoever they had employed to turn in their documents, failed to turn these documents in on time. Now think about this. Think about this shit. Think about how funny this shit is. Williams failed to turn documents in on time. They didn't turn documents in on time, and they fined them. They fined them. Like it wasn't this long drawn out process. They fined them for not turning documents in on time. We're dealing with a more egregious situation with Red Bull literally breaching the cost cap because Aston Martin is found to have a breach, a procedural breach. Williams had a procedural breach. Red Bull literally has two infractions, two penalties, technically. They have a procedural breach and they have a expenditure breach. They've breached accordingly, minorly. So they have procedure and they have money issues. Yet we saw a more swift process with the Williams team. Why is this? Why is this? What's going on, David G? What's up, Addison? What's going on? Why is this? And this is why we are starting to have a situation and a problem as to how this process is being handled. Because we've seen other examples. We've seen other situations. We've seen other instances where it's been handled and it's not being handled now. Matter of fact, didn't we just finish going through a CBR? Didn't we just finish going through a contractual board agreement with the whole Piastri situation? We literally saw this entire process play out within a couple of months' time. From the time Alpine posted Piastri has a seat to the time Piastri said, I don't want the seat. You never really gave me the seat. I'm not going to take the seat. I'm going to McLaren. To that time, to literally going through a whole litigation process with attorneys involved, and one of few situations where the driver walks out with what he wants. We literally saw this entire process between two teams, a driver decide what's going to happen, and it went through that. Why is it that we are going through this prolonged process with Red Bull and this ABA? It doesn't seem right. It seems off, and it is off. So that's why a lot of people have a problem. Spider R35, what's up? FIA waiting for the season to end so it to die down. And Spider has a point. They have a point. What did we see after Abu Dhabi? How long did they stretch that out? When we knew the shit was dirty. We knew what happened was dirty. Everybody knew it. Even the people that supported Max, you knew it. You just didn't want to really admit to it because it favored your driver or your team. You had no integrity. You had no honor. You have no good character. I wouldn't trust you with $2. But we knew it. But they drug it out. So here we are again with the ABA, okay? Accepted breach agreement. To me, which is similar to a plea bargain, which I don't think is correct in this sense, right? You go do something. We've literally seen cases where somebody's caught dealing pounds, or they got to work, or they kill somebody. Next thing we know, we're thinking that this should be an open and closed case, but it's not, because they come back with a plea agreement because that person knows some dirt about that person, and that person's a high profile target. So we'll give you a little time off, a little deal. You know what I'm saying? You won't do 50, do 25 maximum. We'll move you to a different facility. Take that deal, right? That's not the case. Red Bull's not saying, I got information on another team that breached the cost cap. This is not a illegal situation where somebody's done something heinous in the civilian world. This is a situation where 10 teams went into an agreement with the FIA, agreed to a price, agreed to a number. 3 teams out of the 7 failed to reach that procedure by breaching procedurally, and 1 team out of the 10 breached it financially. Now, does this ABA seem okay? Does ABA seem okay to you all right now? Because right now it's been reported that they have approached Red Bull with an agreement penalty. All right. Red Bull does not agree with the financial portion of that penalty. Well, excuse the shit out of me. If I say to Red Bull right now, you shouldn't have a right to agree or disagree. You should only have a right to say, yes, I will accept the agreement, not disagree. I accept the agreement, or no, and then it goes right to the cost cap adjudication board. There is no coming back and say, okay, well, Red Bull, you don't like that. Maybe the money was too high. The fine was too high. Okay, let's come back and let's see if we can knock a few zeros off that. Will you accept that? What kind of shit are we doing? What the hell are we doing right now? What's up, Blue Diva? What's up, David G? What are we doing? An agreement, an accepted breach agreement right now? And you telling me you gave Red Bull the terms of this agreement? The Red Bull didn't agree, and we still not like, yo, okay, well, shit. You don't agree with the breach agreement? Well, it's going to the CCA, cost cap adjudication. Here we go. That is exactly how it should go. The moment that Christian, Helmut Marko, Adrian Newey, everybody involved to make executive decisions said, you know what, we don't agree with that package. They should have said, well, if you don't agree with that, you're going to the adjudication board, including lawyers and judges of our selection. That's what should be done. This should not be a negotiation like we sitting at there trying to buy a house. Hey, what's your price on this house? I want 6 1/4. Okay, well, I'm not at 6 1/4, maybe 5 1/4. I could do 5. Well, 5 1/4 is a little bit low. You know, I did this. I put a pool in. It's heated. Let's go ahead and go. How about 6? Okay, this is not that type of party. Evidently, we didn't think it was supposed to be that type of party, but it is that type of party. Because literally, they're going back and forth like it's supposed to be an agreement for Red Bull to decide. This, you know what this shit reminds me of? This reminds me of Narcos. Remember Pablo Escobar? Pablo said, you know what? I know I sold all this coke. I know I killed all those people. I'm trying to get my bag out here. Listen to me. I'm going to turn myself in probably, give me next month. You know, I got a couple of things to do. I got a couple of things to hit. I got some places I want to go. And then I will turn myself in. But wait a minute. It's not over. Listen, I'm going to turn myself in, but I'm going to build my own prison, and that's where I'm going to do my time. That's the type of shit we got going on right now with this Red Bull situation. Like, Pablo Escobar gets to build his own prison, decide when he's going to turn himself in. He still got money coming in. He still got ass coming in. He still got drugs and food and pool tables. Matter of fact, his homeboys staying there, and they ain't even charged. His homeboys ain't even charged. They just coming and going as they please. The guards are miles away from the compound. That is like literally what we got going on right now with Red Bull and the FIA. It's like some Pablo Escobar type ass crap. This is not installing or promoting trust in the spectators, us, or even the other teams on the grid. There are a lot of things that they better consider before they make this. And I will tell you like this. Christian Horner wants you all to believe that they all made a mistake. He wants you to believe that the FIA didn't do everything they could to help. I mean, Christian, they helped you win a championship last year, bro. The FIA literally helped you win a championship last year. Do you really want me to sit up here and believe that the FIA didn't assist you in any way possible with help filling out these damn documents? So out of all the other teams on the grid, Red Bull being a premier team, you all are educated. Red Bull being a premier team, you all aren't aware of the stipulations and the rules that sit in front of you. I can get the damn rules myself. You got high-paid people. Y'all are not competent at Red Bull. No, I'm not going to believe that. And y'all shouldn't believe it either. Y'all should not have believed this either. Listen. First 3 things, they had supposedly an employee returns from ill. Didn't expect it. No, Automate Teddy. Ross Braun saying it is a carpet bozzer negotiation. Getting ugly, apparently. But why are we negotiating? Facts, no. Facts. Why are we negotiating? Why are we? This is not a negotiation. This is you broke the rules. You're aware of the penalties. You're getting the penalties. But let me clue y'all in because you all should know this already. With an ABA agreement, right, they've given them the option for this, which means they've removed penalty points for the championship, driver, and constructor. That right now is removed. So they found a way to totally exclude that. That's not what Ross Braun said, though. That's not what he said was going to happen. Dave, what's going on? Tell you we're going round in circles. I swear they got something on the FIA. You went over the cap. Here's your punishment. That's how it should go on. They've already had a test run in 2020 to iron it out. Thank you very much, Dave. This is what I'm saying. Thank you, Sylvia Wick. Appreciate you. Shouting Dave out. This is what I'm saying, Dave. Me and you just said pretty much the same thing. Great mind thinks alike. Dave, if you and I can do this, tell me why the FIA are not competent enough to do this. It's not that they're not competent enough. It's because they don't want to. They don't want to. If you really want to do the right thing, you don't approach. First of all, you've already given them a soft slap with the ABA because it really shouldn't be that. But you did. Okay. Now they rejected that. If you really were about showing, okay, you know what, Christian? You want to play around with this cost cap shit? I got you. You don't like what you see? Don't worry about it. You don't have to take none of this shit. We're going to take you to the next step. You can't go backwards. You're only going forwards. We're done with the ABA. Now you're going to have championship points and the constructor points all at risk. And I'm glad you got one in 2022 because your 2021 World Driving Champion is probably going to be no more. But they don't want to do that. It's clearly obvious that they don't want to do that. So, damn right, them narcos, no. I'm trying to tell you, I watched that show. That was one of my favorite shows. Now, the newest, latest version, not really that great. But yeah, that other show was what it is to me. You know what I'm saying? The other show with the other narcos, that was the shit. So let's get into this. Now, there are a lot of things to consider, right? And we're briefly going to go over this. But there are things that are excluded from the cost cap. Red Bull know this, Aston Martin know this, Williams know this, Mercedes know this, McLaren know this, Alfa Romeo know this, Ferrari know this, Alpine know this, AlphaTauri know this. I mean, they all know this. Everybody knows this. I'm just saying, so it's not a secret. It's not a secret. Everybody knows the exclusions to what is not considered to be involved in whether the finances breach the cost cap. We're going to briefly go over this because it is involved moderately, okay? So one exclusion is all directly things involved in marketing activities is excluded, okay? Those things can be cost of a driver connected to a party. So basically driver services will be excluded, all right? Driver services. Another thing is other driver services will also be excluded, okay? So driver services, another driver services for a driver, any of these things right now are listed in the exclusions, okay? The next thing you have that is also listed in exclusion is heritage assets activities, okay? Within that, you got Foxtrot, all finance cost, all corporate home income tax. With respect, non-F1 activities, okay? So you got non-F1 activities, and they'll tell you that. They'll give you a list of those non-F1 activities that are also excluded from the cost cap, okay? Then you come down and you'll have human resource activities. All right, so you got human resource activities. You got property costs. You got fixed employee costs. You also have bonuses to a maximum amount, all right? So certain bonuses to a certain amount also will be excluded. Now, I'm guessing if it goes over that amount, and you can go into that article, then things tend to probably get a little bit different, all right? So also you'll have entry fees to the competition in Formula One. That's not included. That's in the exclusions. At least I'm saying it right here per the document. That is also in the exclusions. Let me make sure I don't have a super chat real quick because I know I can talk, and then don't see a super chat. I don't want to miss anybody. I don't want to miss anybody's super chat. So do I have one? No, Dave is the last one. Cool. So let's move on for this. So we also have entry to participate in Formula One championship competitions is under the exclusions. Your super license fees is under the exclusions. Commercial holder rights fees under the exclusions, okay? So then you also will come here and you'll see any penalties that are due to breaching our financial regulations are excluded. So if like Red Bull has to dish out money for a fine, or Williams had to dish out the 25,000 pounds, that is excluded from what can be included into their finances going forward to the 2022 or 2021 regulation breach. It won't be counted for, all right? Then you have, after that, you also will get into financial power unit regulations. Then we got where group entities. We also, hotels, costs, connections, competition, like all of that is also excluded. Okay. So then we come to this next section, power units to a degree. Now, this is where you got to be careful what you're doing in the power unit regulations. There is also a financial power unit regs packet out there as well, where it goes a little bit more deeper into that. But this also lists a bit of this. So reporting of this amount up to a maximum of $1 million, okay? $1 million for employees reporting group entities substantially equal or bias is under the exclusion. Cost of consideration provided by employees' maternity leave is in the exclusions. All right, maternity leave. Now, you see that also goes into some other things. So, you have to go into there and be sure. But so far, fraternity leave is out of there. Now, this section might be kind of like where some things might start to kind of be wanting to be pay attention, because since Red Bull had an employee that returned from illness, supposedly, and they also had another employee that defected, went somewhere else, and they're questioning that, plus assets that they were supposed to receive due to taxes or whatever the case is what they're saying, reported, right? We don't really know what else Red Bull maybe tried to put this money here and it didn't work out. And now these are the sections that are standing out red flag. But either way it goes, they've breached, okay? And we cannot really be sure where the money went. We just know where they said it went. But really, wherever they said it went has red flagged as a breach. So next thing you got employees maternity leave, you got the sick leave, you also have disability, that will be out there, and you have employee benefits. But all together, your main areas, with all that summed up, with all that verbiage in there, your main areas are going to be as outlined right here. Marketing activities, heritage asset activities, non-F1 activities, human resources activities, which does have quite a bit in there to kind of decide where and when, and certain money amounts as far as bonuses, power unit limits. And then you have finance activities and legal activities, okay, where those kind of fit in, paying the fines or getting representation for said process. Such cost shall be an excluded cost. We see it right there, right? Excluded costs. So let me go up. I see we got a super chat and we got a super sticker. So we got a super sticker from, what is this? Arcatrail Jen. Big shout out for that super sticker. Thank you very much. Hopefully Sylvia Kelly took care of you. She did. She on her job. She be on it. I'm telling you, that's my El Capitan. Red Bull must have some dirt on the FIA employees to be getting away with this foolery. I am fully in agreement to you. I am. All right. So with all this being said, with all these exclusions that I just briefly read off to you, pages and pages and pages of exclusion, literally financial situations that are not within being responsible for breaching your cost cap. And you want to tell me that it's a mistake? You want to tell us that it's a mistake, Christian? No, you don't. You don't want to say that. You have to say that because that's what you want to. That's what you have to say in order to try to cover up all the bullshit that you've been doing. You have plenty of exclusions that are not considered to be part of this. After reading all the exclusions, like in detail, literally the things that are so-called out there don't fit the script to be excluded. So if this is the case, why are we still here? Cost cap breaches also help the following years research and development. Thank you very much. Let me go back up there because they speaking, Spider R35 speaking, research and development. Max being 25 kph faster than everyone is byproduct of extra money being spent last year. Say it, Spider. Galacticus, FIA don't want to buff out Mac's name of the. I'm telling you, Galacticus, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. But what they won't do may lead to a serious flashback. It might backlash like nobody's business. Okay, let me explain that from my perspective. Red Bull. Not only, think about this. How many employees did Red Bull receive from Mercedes in engineering and development departments? Right? That itself was a byproduct of Mercedes having to cut people due to the financial cap regulations, not being able to go over and exceed employment costs. Red Bull acquired these employees, just like Haas, which is one of the teams I forgot earlier. Just like Haas acquired Ferrari employees, and Gunther said it, because of the cost cap, we were able to acquire, I think it was like 30 plus employees of Ferrari. So that doesn't help Red Bull. Acquiring Mercedes employees that are within engineering doesn't help Red Bull. Bull. It helps them. It does help them. We gotta let's not be coy here. Let's not, come on now. Let's not be cheeky. As my people from across the pond say, let's not be cheeky. Okay? Let's not be daft. All right. I'm trying to get used to some of these words so I can relate to my people over there across the pond in the UK. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's J-Rob, I see you. Funny how 2 out of 3 teams, Ferrari and Red Bull, have been caught cheating to beat Mercedes, but fans always accuse Mercedes of cheating. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. They want to bring up the DAS system. They want to bring up magic. They want to bring up all these things that evidently they're not the only teams to do it. Like, this is not cheating. That was manipulating, or not even manipulating. That was working within the scope of the rules, finding gray areas, just like Red Bull did with the beam wings. Just like Aston Martin has today done with their rear wing, incorporating said end plate that is of one piece of the wing. That's going to be banned next year, okay? But they're still allowed to use it this entire season. Just like Williams back in the day, active suspension. Come on, that's not cheating. That's developing within the confine of the rules. It's just that the FIA realized, like, damn, we didn't know that when we made these regs that we left it open to that. So now we have to go ahead and make sure we close that door because we didn't. That's not the same. That's not the same. This door was pretty much solidified. $145 million cap. Don't go over that. They went over that. That's not the same. I don't know. People want to say that shit because they always want to try to, they want to try to put powdered sugar on dog shit. That's what they want to try to do. Put powdered sugar on bull shit. Really, it's not dog. It's bull. That's what it is. It's not cheating. Not even did I blame Red Bull for the beam wing situation. And then I really think that wheel fairing may have been broke. But let's say that wheel fairing isn't broke. Let's say that Red Bull have developed a wheel fairing that will adjust itself in slipstream to give Max a better benefit. And like J-Rob's 25 kph, listen, I was at the race. I'm telling you, you could clearly see, which is an awesome experience, by the way, because you can hear things at the race that you don't hear in the bull crap SFs turn your sound up. By the way, Formula One, you need to work on that because that system sucks. I got a pretty decent surround sound, and when I turn it up, it ain't that great. But there are things that you can hear that car doing in wind, in air, that you can't hear on TV. And I'm here to tell you, I saw in person, the RB18 is way faster than other cars on the grid. Now, there are trap speeds recorded, but I'm talking about entirely overall throughout the course of the track. The RB18 is a fast rocket ship, no lie. I literally kept seeing the distance close, and gap as they went around. It's not a joke. Galacticus, Red Bull Racing is nothing but Merc and Ferrari people. Hey, let me say this, Galacticus. Let me give you your props because I think Sylvie Kelly, she might have to go. So let me say this. Sylvia's steering here. She was taking care of that spammage. This situation with the car being faster is it can be attributed to a couple of things. One, Adrian Newey with ground effects. Two, the acquisition of Mercedes key personnel that would, when I say key, directly affect the outcome of said car. And Honda, right? All this time is spent, money spent. Think about it. If Mercedes had went over the cap, where would they be right now? If Ferrari had went over the cap, I don't know where they would be right now, because Ferrari have done things this season that have made me believe that even if they went over the cap, they still were going to make the mistakes they made. Like, mistakes that Ferrari made literally didn't have anything to do with how much money they did or didn't spend, right? The motors, the power units were unreliable for some time, and they had DNFs across the client and the customer base. Their strategies don't have anything to do with the cost cap. That was purely because they screwed things up, either overthinking or not thinking enough. The drivers made mistakes, and that didn't have anything to do with the cost cap. That was purely because they made driver errors. So Ferrari, I think they would have been where they are, period, okay, with what they had going on. More money, they would have developed the same motor, I believe, and it would have had the same type of DNFs and failures. But Mercedes, on the other hand, has been the most reliable car on the grid. Literally. All the Mercedes DNFs are due to incidents. They had that one in Austria. Russell had that one in Silverstone. Then it was Hamilton and Alonso had their situation. Their DNFs, they're not power unit failures. It was probably one or two times that they seemed to overheat. They mitigated that and they finished the race. No DNF. So we can say with Mercedes, had they had the opportunity or had the luxury to overspend in development, how much faster would that car be right now, right? These are the things that need to be, and this is another thing. You kind of almost doubled down, Red Bull. You broke out with your championship, your tour championship, that big asterisk, because that's what it is. That's not hate. People need to understand it's not hate. It's not hate. It's a reality. It's really real. And then now here we are, you breached the cost cap. I don't think for a repeat situation that we should be seeing this prolonged process go with the FIA. I really don't. I think it's bullshit. I'm going to say it. I think it's bullshit. I do. I think that it doesn't earn the trust of the community of Formula One, the trust of new fans. Think about it. There are a bunch of new fans out here that are hearing all this and may now be deciding, like, I don't want to have anything to do with Formula One if that's what y'all got to deal with. Like, really. All right. We still haven't heard anything as to going into Mexico if this is going to be anything closer. And then Christian himself said it, that if it goes to the cost cap adjudication panel, then we're sitting here waiting for another 6 to 9 months. Okay. I think they should go ahead and do it. I mean, we already been waiting this long. Go ahead and do it so then we can really have full punishment of a team who's breached the agreement. Zach Brown spoke to it. Zach Brown already spoke to it. All right. And Christian was all in his feelings about it because Zach put him on the spot. And Zach put him on the spot, rightfully so. What Zach said was not wrong. What Zach said is what plenty of other teams are probably thinking, but they just won't say it. They won't say it. Why won't they say it? Because, I mean, we even have Ferrari say this, right? And Ferrari, out of all people, really shouldn't be talking right now. If we really think about it, Ferrari should not be running their mouth right now with what we know happened about them back in 2019 with their whole situation and their investigation and the lack of transparency that didn't happen. Like, we were sitting here really wondering, like, what did Ferrari do to get this big fine? And then we don't get all the disclosure. So even Ferrari spoke out and said they want full punishment to the max. Like, no pun intended. Dodge Man, hey, first of all, Dodge Man, I want to tell you something, bro. Thank you. I wish I could have got with you. And the lady out there, I really do wish, man, my schedule is hectic. I really appreciate you being understanding of that, because there were a lot of people, or some people, that weren't understanding about the situation that just happened. It wasn't planned. It happened. And literally, I gave my GA passes to a viewer who met me, literally. Like, I put them up there. Y'all saw the whole game. So I appreciate you, man, being supportive and understanding of that situation. Like, I didn't even get to see family that I really planned to see because I had that situation. Discussing the 2021 cap at the end of the 2020 season is ridiculous. Dodge man, bro, you not even lying. Like, and plenty of people feel this way. Like, we're talking about this at almost at the end. We got Mexico, we got Brazil, then I think we got Abu Dhabi, and we're done. Why are we still dealing with this? Why are we still dealing with this? And are we only dealing with this because it's Red Bull? Because I just outlined to you the situation between Alpine and McLaren and Piastri ironed itself out, right? A lot faster than this. That shit popped up on Twitter and went down ASAP. Here we are with this, and it seems like a little bit of favoritism going on. It seems like a little bit of kid glove going on. Come on. Why? Because you done already got dirty with them. You got dirty with them, so now you don't want to clean yourself up just yet because then you look bad. Then you look like, why didn't you do what was right then? You need to go back and fix that too. It's kind of like the government. They don't want to give you back pay, so they don't want to approve an injury that's related, because if they do that all the time you've been fighting them, now they got to go back and give you back pay. If FIA penalized Red Bull as so, it opens the door for everybody in the world to say that believe what was done was wrong, and it was wrong because it's proven wrong, to go back and do what's right. Sometimes you have people that bad people will do good things for money, but bad people won't do good things just to be good. They ain't going to do it. I don't think it's going to happen. So I don't care if it's $200,000. I don't care if it's $1 million. I don't care if it's $100,000. I don't care if it's $50,000. I don't care if it's $10,000. If you went over, they said it was a penalty, and we waiting for that penalty to be assessed. And so I also don't agree with the ABA being inclined here. I think it should have went straight to the cost cap adjudication panel. You breached. And I think the procedural breach, I think should be ABA. If you breach financially, nah. If we look at your documents and we found you breached financially, there's no ABA. There's no ABA for that. That's not a misdemeanor. That's a felony. You're going right to the big time. That's what I think. Stop playing around. So if they don't do it, if Red Bull get off with we already know Williams got fined 25 pounds, right? $25,000, all right? Because right now the pound, euro, everything's all over the place. They say for the Wolfpack, 25 G's, 25 stacks. Let's say that, 25 stacks. That's a universal currency, stacks. 25,000 stacks. If Red Bull's penalty is anywhere around that, I'm laughing. I need to see Ben and laugh in his face. Please get me to another GP so I can ask Ben how he felt that was even adequate for what was going to. You gave Williams 25,000 stacks for not turning in homework on time. You going to give Red Bull about the same financial penalty for going over the cap plus a procedural breach? Listen, I know this wind tunnel time, but let's not forget how far ahead Red Bull. See, this is what I'm also saying. They like to penalize Red Bull where they not really being penalized. The ABA is okay. Did you want to? Damn. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. That shit went by fast as hell. Hold on. Let me see that name because I was trying to say his name. Damn it. Where'd it go? Damn. I lost it. I think I can't remember his name. That shit went by too fast, but accepted breach agreement. Okay. That's what it is. ABA's accepted breach agreement. I couldn't see your name. That's why, listen, you got to do a super chat so I can really see when you want to ask something, put it up as a super chat so I can catch it. Cause that shit went by. I was trying to address you by name, but it is accepted breach agreement. All right. And, CCAP is the cost cap adjudication panel. And then you got, the CBR, which I think is the contract, board regulations or something like that. So you got a few different acronyms, but I tend to give the meaning behind the acronym when it happens. No, I see you. Merck had to change wing design before they raced it. Why? Race is to pay a fine. Hey, race it and pay a fine. Facts, no. Race it and pay a fine, and that's what I'm about to get into. Sylvia, smash that like button. It's free, and it helps the channel. Thank you, Sylvia. Telling you. No, did you get your props yet? Let me give you your props, no. Let me give you your props. I need to help Sylvia because she up there doing her thing. Sylvia, by the way, don't worry about it. I'm gonna take care of you. Believe that. No, I love my moderators. They be on point. So this is what I'm gonna say. Not only is it gonna be disrespectful if the FIA do not hand Red Bull the adequate punishment, which should be like Ross Brawn is going to cost you championships. It should. That's what you said. This ain't got nothing to do with hate. It got to do with what was done, what's supposed to happen. They breached procedurally. They breached financially. You did breach in 2021. You won a championship. You're done. But it's funny they talk about wind tunnel time. Why? Because they already know Red Bull is like almost, I'm not going to say light years. They are a year to 2 years ahead of the rest of the grid when it comes to ground effect development due to the credit and fact of Adrian Newey. So they penalize him with the air tunnel time because it really doesn't penalize him. How many times did we see this last season? Issuing penalties to Max that really don't hinder or change the outcome. For real. Wind tunnel time, they're far ahead of the rest of the grid when it comes to aero development. That's not a penalty. Come on with that. Even Christian didn't mind that one. He like, okay, we got Adrian Newey, we good. And that money, oh no, hell no. That price tag way too high. You know how many people we have to cut? You know how many updates we won't be able to bring in next season's competition? That's probably why he didn't agree to it. Now that's a factor. Now that was something. Now they coming back and they gonna change that. So if you don't do it, I don't want to see if Mercedes, McLaren, Ferrari, Aston Martin start spending money out the wazoo. And then you talking about, oh, no, we got to charge you championship points for that. We got to do No, you didn't do it to Red Bull. Give me my fine. I'll take it. I'll keep the trophy, keep the constructor trophy. Go ahead and send that ticket. I'll pay that ticket. What's that? $600? Oh, she worth it. Here you go. That's what's going. That's what should happen. So we shouldn't see none of that. I'm telling you, they're trying to wait till it die down, and they'll sneak it in right before testing. Because we're like, oh, damn, we want to watch testing. Forget it. It's old news. We're in a new season. They always try to play this game. They did it when they came out with the outcome from Abu Dhabi. They did the same thing with that. Try to do it and then put something right on top of it. They try to make a nice shit-us sandwich. That's what they try to make, a shit-us sandwich. Put a bunch of boo-boo in the middle and then do some nice toasted bread that looks golden with the butter and sandwich it. And then we see the bread from here like, ooh, that's a good golden sandwich. And when you flip it like this, that's boo-boo. You don't want that. That's what's going on. Dodge Man did get sprayed with gravel when Valtteri went off at 19. It was sitting right next to the cherry picker that removed his car. Laugh out loud. Marshals ran for cover. Oh my good. Hey, that was probably a pretty nice. I wish you would have got some video, bro. Wish you would have got some video of that. That probably was dope. That was dope. But yeah, that's what I wanted to get on here, talk to you about. People are gonna have horrible things to say. By the way, I've been having all kind of people spam my threads. I've been having all kind of hate come across. Listen, I see the hate. I just don't care. I don't care. You spend a lot of energy trying to stop your bro out here, Wolfpack, but it's all good. Just keep doing what you do. Trust me. So I appreciate all the positive energy because that's what keeps me thriving. That's what keeps me pumping. That's what keeps me going. People like Mary Beanie, Sylvia Wick, Ottoman, Blue Diva, Dave, Maria, RZ, Reezy, damn Spider, damn who else we got? Adolescent, who else we got? Massacre. Like I can keep going. I can keep going down the damn list. I'm trying to tell you. J Rob, like I can keep going. Big Hertification, Racer X210, J Starship, like I can keep going. Like literally, I do my best to try to get acquainted with my family members that's in the fam for real. Self-made, like all of them. Hey, their names will just keep popping up. They'll just keep popping up. You know what I'm saying? False flag. Like they'll keep popping up because I'm really serious about my family, man. I'm really serious about my community. So Let's get the FIA to stop worrying about nose rings and earrings. Stop worrying about that. Let's start worrying about enforcing penalties and rules to uphold the actual integrity of the sport. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to do this. We're going to do an update on this. Yo, Drip. Hey, by the way, big shout out to Kim. I made Paddock shoes of the Paddock. So big shout out to him for that. That was cool as hell. Let me get in here real quick and see if I can bring up this so we can check out the update on that. And I'm going to be very, very, I'm not going to be very stern about it, but I just want to point something out to you all. Okay. So I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to put this in. We're going to check this out right here. Now I want you to pay attention to this. All right. Technically right now, there are 3,280 signatures on the petition. All right. 3,280 signatures on the petition. Let me see if I can actually bring that up on a board real quick. No, it's not that one. All right. It's this one. 3,280 signatures on this petition. That is what we have right now. On this petition is what we have, 3,000. I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to be very honest about it. First, I appreciate everybody that took the time to sign the petition. Why? It's just saying, now let me give you an analogy. If you're a salesman and you're trying to persuade somebody to do the right thing, make the right buy, do you, one, sit on your ass in the corner, wait for that person to buy the wrong pair of shoes, cash out, almost get to their car, try to chase them down, talk them back into the store, talk them into returning the shoes, and then to listen to you about the shoes they should have bought? Or two, do you engage that person while they're looking at the shoes to persuade them which shoe is the right one and show them why, and have them pay and walk out with the right shoes? It's two. Not one. You don't wait till it's all done to try to start a wave and make change. You don't do that. Or sometimes that happens, but you can make a change in the middle of it, because if they start paying attention to, damn, there's a lot of our spectators looking at us, and right now it don't look right. Damn, there are a lot of platforms reporting about this situation. Damn, there are a lot of team principals starting to come out and talk about this situation. Damn, ticket sales are down. Damn, Formula One TV is down. Damn. That's what you do to try to make change, try to get them to do the right thing. Right now, we are concerned about them doing the right thing, because thus far they haven't really been doing the right thing. They've even been inconsistent when it comes to racing incidents and penalties when that is concerned. We literally just saw Perez didn't get a penalty. How he didn't get his penalty? Come on now, this is what I'm saying. So it's not to say that the petition is going to definitely change something, but it could. I can tell you what won't change something. You just talking to your friend about something you don't like and not talking to a platform or somebody else that can actually steamroll something. That ain't going to do nothing. You leaving a comment on Twitter that just is barely even seen. It's a needle in a haystack. That ain't going to do nothing. At least this is somewhere where it might take notice. But at 3,000 signees, it ain't going to get noticed. Just be honest. And I told y'all that off the rip. We need more than that. The link is in the description. You need more than that to even get recognized for a platform that reports on it. If this by now had 50,000, I guarantee you by now, some journalist or platform would have picked up on it and reported on it to utilize it in their read. Just telling you, 3,000 ain't going to be enough. Joey Buckets, welcome to the family. Joey Buckets, welcome to the family. Big shout out to Joey Buckets from joining. Much praise to you. Go ahead and give him the dab. Joey, I'm going to give you the dab. Dab to you. Big shout out to you, man. I really appreciate you joining the family. We back in the regular race week, so don't forget, we're going to have Quali Kickback, which is going to involve Quali Trivia, okay? Now, I'm going to try to make a video that will be a trailer to that, so you will know how Quali Trivia is going to work. I will outline the rules, and then when we start qualifying watch along, we will start the trivia games. The person who gets the first person that gets 3 of the questions right will get the prize, and I'll send it out. Our first winner was Galacticus. He got the prize for that. So I'm going to do that again. Every qualifying going to the end of the season, we're going to have a good time on the Quali Watch. Quali Watch is only for subscribers and Wolfpack members. People that are not subscribers of the channel will not be able to be in the live chat, which means you won't be able to participate in the trivia game, which means you won't get a prize for that, okay? This is what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to tell you, so I'm just keeping it real with you. That's going to be for that select group soon. But on that weekend, when we have the finale lap, you will be able, everybody is welcome to Finale Lap. Everybody's welcome to the live chat, whether you support AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, Haas, McLaren, Aston Martin, every drivers, Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, all driver fans, teams are welcome at Finale Lap live in the live chat. We have a good time. Some people get kicked out, hit you with a good Lord, split you, and that does happen quite often if you get too crazy. Spider R35 says, Ferrari went from the strongest team at Bahrain to not being able to hold Max back for half a lap. Ferrari is a quality king and race day. Ooh, shit. Race day fraud. I got to read that again. Ferrari is quality kings and race day frauds. Ooh, that's a good one, Spider. That's a good one. I like that one. Big salute to you for that cunning right there. That was a good one right there. That was some damn. That was like some Mesker shit right there. When Mesker come back, you gonna meet him like you, Nah, and Mesker, y'all be, and Maria even, y'all be coming with some super chats that could hurt somebody's feelings. Like, damn, that was rough. Jeez. Yeah, he's passionate about that. Woo, smoke for you. But anyway, I still got I got our other bottle of champagne. I might have a whole case of Moet popping up. Some of that is going to be on reserve for the rest of the season. Also, tires right now in the process of purchasing for Joshua. I got with the company. We're just working out how they gonna send them. I looked at prices. It's gonna be better to buy them in the UK and have them shipped to them in the UK. So right now I'm working with the company as far as communication. Wolfpack members, I will give you details on that when everything is straight and it gets shipped out. So we're working on that as far as address, accepting my payment as far as American, and then shipping there and not being no fraudulent type stuff. So that is still in the process and still going. We're gonna get that handled. Promise you. Dave, hit that like button. Thank you very much, Dave. Dave, big supporter. Once again, brother, you had my back. As many of my other family members, Dave had my back. And for Coda, took good notes. I appreciate you. I got it this week. I'm going to be sitting down there, writing, and then we're going to be on live after the show. So don't forget to be here Friday. We're going to, tomorrow, actually, we will be here probably for a GP Mixer, talk about some things going into the race. Be here Saturday for Quality Kickback. That's a live watch along. Be here Sunday for the race highlights. That is also live. Don't miss those episodes. Big shout out to our new members. I will do a new member post before the weekend is out. And yeah, we're going to have a great time. I'm back in full effect. You see what's up. The lights going to be on this weekend. We up on them. I will probably have my paddock passes somewhere over here for Coda. I got to figure out how I want to arrange them. And I still will do the Coda video day. I got to sit down and put it together. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do a live. I'm just going to put a montage of videos together and show you that. I might do a live because I like being here live with y'all to have conversation and answer questions. That's what I do. So, all right, peace and love. Y'all be safe. I'm out.